What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going over the results of UFC 315. We got a lot to talk about. The MMA timeline is forever changed, so let's get right into it. We're only going to talk about the fights that I made a prediction on, aka the co-main and main event. So let's go ahead and start with Shevchenko versus Fiorot. I had predicted that Shevchenko was just going to be a level above Fiorot. I didn't understand why Fiorot was a favorite, and that's pretty much what we saw. I think that initial right that busted Fiorot's nose up in the first round really shook Fiorot, and Fiorot didn't really know what to do after that. It took her a second to really kind of get back into it. But it was a great performance by Shevchenko. I mean, kind of a classic performance. She outstyled her. She was just the better fighter that night. Honestly, I don't really have much to say about it. Wasn't too exciting of a fight. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see Weili versus Shevchenko next. I think that's a clear fight to make. I don't know who else in that division. Maybe Blanchfield, Shevchenko, I don't know. But I would have much rather see Weili Shevchenko. So hopefully the UFC will go in that direction. I think when you have fights of that caliber in the women's division, you need to make them when you can. Because Lord knows that these things never work out if you try to plan them for the next fight. You got to make the fights you can make when you can make them. So it was a good win by Shevchenko. I'm excited to see her hopefully fight Weili next, but regardless of who she fights next, she has absolutely solidified her legacy, and beating Fiorot is just another name on the resume for her. All right, we are on to the main event, the main reason why you guys are probably here. Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. And I would be wrong if I didn't start off by saying I was wrong, okay? Jack Maddalena made me eat my fucking words. He shoved them right back down my throat. I severely underestimated him. I didn't think he would have anything for Belal Muhammad, but he proved me the fuck wrong. JDM looked fucking great, man. He looked like the champion. He outclassed Belal, I feel like, almost everywhere. I mean, he just looked good. He was piecing Belal the fuck up. And we gotta, props to Belal. Belal has got a fucking chin. He really, really does. I severely underestimated JDM. I really didn't give him a proper shot in this fight. I had always seen JDM as like a one-dimensional, probable perpetual contender. I never thought he would fight for the belt, honestly, especially after that Gilbert Burns fight. Yes, I did know he had a broken forearm, but I just still didn't think, like, well, he was still struggling with Burns. Belal's going to tear him up. But, dude, JDM absolutely styled on Belal. He was hitting Belal with some heavy shots. His head movement looked beautiful. His takedown defense was amazing as well. I mean, his ring generalship was great. That's probably what really won him the fight. He stayed in the middle for most of that fight and was backing Belal up. You could tell Belal was uncomfortable throughout that entire fight, and it took Belal a couple of rounds to really get into it. Belal's game plan was fucking weird. I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know if it was his plan to go for one takedown per round, but he just didn't look that good. He wasn't pressuring. He was getting backed up, and maybe he also severely underestimated JDM. And once JDM stopped that first takedown or landed some shots, it shook him up, and it took him a second to get back into that fight. But regardless, even if Belal was pressuring from the jump, I still think JDM would have fucked him up, because every time Belal was pressuring, he was having success, but he was getting hit with a lot of shots in combination from JDM every time he pressured. So I don't even feel comfortable saying that had Belal came in with a better game plan, he would have won. JDM was just the better fighter that night, all around. I do agree with the sentiment that we can't call Belal boring anymore. It seemed like he did try to prove a point with the Canelo hands thing, but that didn't work out for him. Regardless, he stayed in there. He had the heart of a fucking lion. He wasn't gonna give up on himself. But JDM just broke him down, man. JDM was beating him up bad. Belal landed some good shots too, but JDM would return with 3 or 4. Towards the end there, I really thought we were gonna watch him finish Belal Muhammad. I mean, he was landing nasty fucking combos against the cage, and he just looked good, man. He looked like a dominant champion in that fight. Enough about the actual fight, though. We get it. JDM whooped Belal's ass. we got to talk about the future implications of the UFC, the 170 division and the 155 division. We knew the stakes coming into this with Islam, Ilya Charles, Islam, JDM. The idea was that if JDM were to beat Belal, we would get Islam versus JDM. And if Belal were to beat JDM, we would get Islam versus Ilya International Fight Week. So JDM beat Belal. Islam already tweeted out, keep that belt clean for me. You're not Volk. You're not going to avenge that loss. I'm going to come up. Now, obviously, we're probably going to get Ilya versus Charles. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out. I'm surprised it wasn't announced last night. International Fight Week is a little over a month away, so they need to make those announcements soon. But yeah, I mean, a lot has changed. Shevchenko can say goodbye to his title shot. That is gone. He had the title shot when Belal was a champ. Even then, people were already kind of iffy on it. Now it's gone. Straight the fuck up. It's not there. But you have other guys in the wings. You got Ian Gary. You got Sean Brady. I mean, those are really the top two I could think of, but those two, throw in Islam in there, and JDM as a champ, who knows, we might get a Belal rematch. Buckley against Usman. The 170 division is absolutely heating up. We don't know where it's going to be a year from now. It could be a completely different champion. But I'm very, very excited. Suddenly, the 170 division just bloomed and blossomed into a new era, a new generation. And I've been saying this in a lot of my past videos. Right now, we're in the changing of the guard era. And even guys on ESPN, those guys are starting to kind of parrot the same thing. We're watching all the old guys, the old guard, get beat up by this new guard. And it goes to show you how MMA is growing as a sport. Guys that, quote-unquote, seemed one-dimensional, JDM, are good enough to beat a guy like Belal Muhammad. And same with Gary, probably. Same with Shevchenko. Dare I say, same with Buckley. This new, quote-unquote, generation is just... they have a higher skill ceiling by the looks of it. Anyways, I'm pretty disappointed, though. I wanted Belal to win because I really wanted to see Islam versus Ilya. I don't really care for Islam versus JDM, personally. I don't think I saw enough from JDM to make me think that he could beat Islam. Now, I know that's kind of ludicrous to say after he whooped on Belal the way he did, but we didn't really get to see his grappling get tested. We didn't see him get spammed with takedowns nonstop. Belal only threw like 5 or 6 at him, and 2 were successful, was it? Islam, I feel like, will time them better. He'll bring a lot more pressure, and he will for sure get JDM to the ground, probably once or twice. So I'm curious to see how JDM can react to that, because we saw Burns kind of tie him up a bit. So that makes me concerned in that Islam fight. I'm a lot more open to it than what I was before. I didn't know JDM was that good. Like I said, guys, I really didn't know. So you got to cut me some slack. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's on Islam's level. And another thing too, Islam said he'll move up and go back down to 155 to fight Ilya. I don't really care. If he moves up and beats a 170, the 170-pound champ, I have a good feeling he's going to ragdoll the former 145 champ, even if Ilya flatlines Charles Oliveira, which I don't know if he can do that. But yeah, guys, the future of the UFC has just absolutely changed. I know I was talking shit on this fight, along with most of you were talking shit on this fight, this card in general, but it delivered, man. I would say it over-delivered. I was not expecting that main event to be that good. Jose Aldo versus a hobby was fucking amazing. Props to Aldo for a great career. Hope he has a great time in retirement. But, man, it was just a solid night of fights. The crowd was popping. And once more, that goes to show why they need to get rid of the fucking Apex. I know it was a pay-per-view, but still. A crowd just elevates a fight. If it's a 10 out of 10 fight and there's a good crowd, it goes to 20 out of 10. And they need to utilize that more. You got a new champ at 170. I'm curious to see how these negotiations are going to go. We're probably going to get some bombshell announcements, fight announcements in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to have to stay tuned for that. And yeah, I was wrong, guys. I was wrong. I've been wrong with all these 170 picks. I thought Leon was going to smoke Brady. That didn't happen. I was right about Carlos and Gary. And I thought Belal was going to smoke JDM. That didn't happen. So I'm just off the mark with these 170 picks. But regardless, we're going to have a great year for MMA. I can feel it. This just lit the MMA world on fire. That is going to be it for today, guys. I just wanted to upload a quick little reaction discussion video. You guys are really letting me know how much I fucked up on my picks in my last video. So make sure to comment down below, what was your favorite fight of the night? Did you have JDM winning? And be fucking honest, because I know most of you didn't. It was an underdog. Did you think Ayman Zahabi won that Aldo fight? I thought they would have gave it to Aldo, but considering the weight miss, I'm not against them giving it to Zahabi. I don't really care either way. What do you think is next for Shevchenko? Would you love to see Weili versus Shevchenko? I don't know, all that stuff. Comment down below, let me know. Follow me over on X/Twitter at SocklandiesLive. I live tweet during the fights. I did it last night because I fell asleep and I had to rewatch them this morning, but that's all right. And yeah, we're a real small channel here, so any like, any subscription, any comment goes a very, very, very long way. Share with your friends. We're going to be taking over the MMA scene this year, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll have my pick video for the upcoming event probably on this Wednesday. See ya.